Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call.
Ram Kassoon. Here. Tobin.
Here.
Kleiner.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
John Francois.
Here.
Burr.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Massey.
Here.
And President Rodriguez is absent. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Approval of minutes.
Tonight we have the minutes from the April 6, 2021 council meeting.
Motion.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Green. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence.
Nothing this evening.
For the good of the city. Eileen, you said there's no one online?
That's correct.
Okay. Please, sir. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. This is my first time actually speaking here. I've been here twice in the past when I first moved here. My name is Clay Wilson, C-L-A-Y, last name W-I-L-S-O-N. I live on Amshire Avenue, house 15. Okay, I take care of my lawn very much. Spend a lot of money on it, fertilizing it, making sure everything is nice, good, no weeds. Now today, driving home from the hospital, I see right on the curb, just the tractor. Today was bulk pickup day. I have pictures, I have video of that tractor just going up on my lawn. Now, it looks disgusting. That's upsetting. Now, I realize that, okay, during the wintertime, you have snow, and you can't differentiate from the street and anybody's property lawn. So there could be some mistakes. Plus, there's a lot of salt that goes down that ruins the grass. Fine, I have pictures of that also, but that's repairable. You know, that right there, I can't complain. I totally took care of it, okay? But this, you have green grass, you have fresh pavement that you can see. There's no reason why they should just come up on the lawn and ruin somebody's lawn like that. Now, I know everybody here is known, so that probably won't happen to you guys. But if it did, I'm sure it would offend you. But I'm sure those people that drive those cars will not do that on your lawns because of who you are. So I'm here. This is my grievance. My remedy, I don't want it to sound funny, but $15 for some easy seed, go right over that, repair it, and for them not to do that again. I can't speak for anybody else, but 15 Amshire, my property, my good lawn, they should not be driving up on that. Now, from what I heard, and please someone tell me if it's true or not, does the city own 6 feet in to everybody's lawn? Is that true?
No.
That is not true. Okay. So,
Public domain.
No, and whether we owned it or not, we shouldn't be driving under law.
I agree. So, yes, that is my grievance. I have video, I have pictures, and my remedy, whoever was driving that tractor, please do not drive on my lawn. And if the city can remedy it, because I will definitely pay for it myself, but I don't see, with the money that I already put down, I don't think I should be paying for that spot. It's pretty ugly. $15 for some easy seed, go right over that. I'm sure we'll repair that. Once again, my name is Clay Wilson, C-L-A-Y, Wilson, W-I-L-S-O-N. I left 4 messages today. Mayor, I also left one for your office. I'm here tonight because somebody told me that this is open, it's not on Zoom. But if someone can please reach out to me tomorrow, I left my number. My remedies are on file. And I thank you all for listening.
Mr. Wilson, I'm sorry that you went through that, and I'm sure that someone either from DPW or the mayor's office will be in contact with you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? And Eileen, no one else came online?
That's correct.
Thank you. Remarks of the mayor.
Oh, good evening. That was a depressing way to start the meeting, and we will address the, hopefully get the video and I guess and make the corrections, obviously, but I hope it wasn't a deliberate act, is what I'm saying. It's accidental or just, but we don't get a lot of complaints like that, but we will look into the matter, and Mr. Twill will address it. As you know, yesterday, Governor Cuomo issued a statement that New York, along with Connecticut and New Jersey, the governors got together and they're turning against the tide against COVID-19 in New York. And because of our increasing vaccination rates, as well as other successful efforts by mask mandates and things of that nature, they're backing off on a lot of the regulations. So here in Middletown, as you know, we do have the mask mandate, also local for out in public within 6 feet. So we're going to direct Mr. Nemchuk tomorrow to rescind the local law, the local state of emergency regarding the mask mandate and whatever else we put in locally in addition to the state guidelines. Along with that, one of the most frequent calls we get is about basketball hoops. As of May 19th, the date that the governor is doing all of these, we will be we will be putting up the basketball hoops. As we explained to several people who called, that the basketball programs or basketball hoops in the park were a high risk under the state guidelines activity. So, they compared it to skateboarding. Why do we open a skateboard park? Well, we opened recreational facilities as the state gave us some guidance on the risk factor. So now that the risk factors are being reduced, we will be putting them up effective May 19th also. And in discussions with the Economic Development Department, Maria Bruni, we're also getting calls about our concert series, and we will be doing some form of a concert series. Tomorrow, the sod will be laid down in Festival Square. We're going to have to do some, along with all these changes, come issue of capacity. That hasn't been reduced. There's still capacity issues, even in businesses. You still have to social distance. Once we get all of the new guidance, we'll be able to give better guidance to the public on what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and where we're going to do it. But for now, people can who are interested in the concert series, we will be doing it in some form. We do also plan on doing other activities throughout the city, but again, within the guidelines of the CDC. So COVID doesn't end on May 19th. And some of the feedback we're getting from people is that they believe that since the governor has made these decisions, haven't looked at part two, and part two is that there is still guidance involved in how you have a huge activity. We're not going to be doing any new runs or any new, Ruthie Dino run has been approved. Their safety plan has been approved by the chief and by the county health department. The Run for Downtown has submitted their plan. We're going to be reviewing that. So all of those requirements are still there. But for those who want to do new things, we're not in a position at this point to take on any new activities and reviewing of the safety plans that are still required, from my understanding. So fireworks, we are planning. We did contact our firework company. We're hoping to have a date around the 4th of July, obviously. And the money was budgeted. And we're hoping that we can provide that opportunity or that activity up at Davidge Park. There will not be any associated activities, no bands, no cookouts and those things, but we're hoping to be able to provide the fireworks. And again, we're waiting for more of the guidelines from the state. And the date will be announced as we as we move forward. If you caught the article in the paper today about the Paramount Theater facelift, you know that we appreciate the funding that you've put into it, along with the several $100,000 of grants that we receive, going back to Senator Bonasek and Assemblywoman Gunther and others, along with some city funds. The sound system is fantastic, and we are doing the doors and the facade. So it will be painted, the fire escapes, and we're hoping and we're assured by the contractor that they will be done by July 1st, and we're hoping to resume movies sometime in the month of July. In regards to the live concerts and other activities that we have at the Paramount, we are also looking to resume that schedule, again, in conjunction with the acts that we had booked and possibly some other acts, what's their availability, and understand that a lot of those people are not going to be very busy as we get into the summer and into the fall, because there will be a huge demand for all of these. But we do have also capacity restrictions regarding the Paramount Theater, the indoor capacity restrictions. So it has to make sense financially. You know, if we're going from an 1,100 seat theater to a 400 seat theater, we have to, for some shows, it's got to pay for itself. So it's not just a matter of opening the door and selling seats. So as soon as the construction is done at the Paramount, we will resume movies, and we will be providing the council and the public with a public schedule for the other activities. Tonight, I believe you have a resolution for the community campus. Believe it or not, this basically this project has been around longer than some of you guys have been on the council. So the project began in 2014, believe it or not, and it's 33.23 acres. It's 13 buildings with the approximate square footage of 485,000 square feet of buildings. That includes Tuckerman, the Kleiner building, the 54 building, the building on Emma Drive, some of the garages, and it's a total of 13 buildings. Not all in the best of shape, but we do have a plan to working with Northern Academy, the future Northern Academy, former FATN. They had some good news when we met. We had lunch with them last week, or 2 weeks ago, Marie and I. They are going to become the main campus, a separate campus from FATN. They will no longer be a satellite campus, and they're forming a new school. So as soon as that is through, that they will be called the Northern Academy College, or Northern College. They will also operate the Northern Academy of the Arts. They are interested in a couple of those buildings, including Tuckerman. And if you've looked at the work that they did on Woodman, these buildings have a negative value. It's a good move for us, but we will be presenting that plan to you as we move forward. But the first thing we need to do is close on it with the state. Alex, myself, and Maria had a conference call with the state dormitory authority and others involved with the project, and we're expecting the closing to happen hopefully sometime this month or in early June. So it began back in 2014, as I said. We actually did the phase 1 environmental in 2015. We had a proposal was submitted in 2016 on what we wanted to do with the property. The state did the appraisal. We had our intended uses sent to them as recently as this March. We updated that. And as I said, we're waiting for the closing date. Once that happens, you will see a lot of activity at this campus. Street paving. We've spoken to some of you. I want to thank especially Alderwoman Ram-Kasoon and Alderman Johnson for your very active concern about your streets in your ward. And all of you have given input on it. And we do plan on presenting for the next meeting a paving list. I believe, Jacob, the number we have from last year and this year in the budget from CHIPS money is about $1.3 million. We will be asking, as part of the $6 million, we'll be presenting to you an additional, hopefully, $1 million in paving out of the $6 million of federal money that will be coming down. That money, as I said at the committee meetings, will be coming in soon, and I hope you've been thinking about the different projects that we're proposing to do, because at the next meeting, I hope to present to you what we think, and hopefully, if you have any more specific input, you'll send it to us between now and then, so we can finalize and have a vote, at least on appropriating some of this money. We don't have to do it all at once, but we want to make sure that we document what is necessary for the government in order to qualify for the spending. But so we will be doing a lot of paving. If we do Jacob, do I have the numbers right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. If we're going to be doing $2.3 million of paving this year, that's a lot of paving. So we're looking forward to that. So there'll be a lot of activity around the city. The cannabis law. If you read the article in the newspaper a few weeks ago, the decision is going to be yours as a body to opt out. If we do not opt out, then that means we have opted in. And we have to the end of the year to do so. We are getting calls from people who have inquiring about both the distribution and on-site consumption, retail plus, almost like a hookah lounge type of activities. I stated in the newspaper when it first came out that I'm opposed to it. I'm hoping that you folks will opt out of that. We're also looking at what other restrictions we can put into place, meaning that basically forget all of the statewide things like expunging records and how much people can have on their possession. That's statewide stuff. What concerns me is people just walking, standing next to the skateboard park or up at Davidge Park, walking through the streets and or standing on a street corner downtown or by open businesses where they have outdoor seating, for example, and posing that smoke or whatever residual you want to call it on others. And so Alex is looking at what we can do in regards to restricting smoking. And that would be all types of smoking, because it looks like we can't, that wherever smoking is allowed, you can smoke pot. And I just don't think it's the right thing for our community. I don't want to see us opening up pot shops where people just go in and smoke pot. It's my personal view. I know it might not be your personal view, but we need to take a public policy position at some point, and hopefully it'll be very soon, so we can let people know that, the investment is not welcome here. And we do have people that are, at least probably 2 or 3 businesses have said that they're making plans to do this, and I told them don't make plans because I don't support it, and I don't know what the Common Council is going to do. So at some point, I'd like to get your feedback individually, and if you'd like to give me feedback on it, you think I'm right, you think I'm wrong, but at some point in the very near future, we should have a resolution. I would at least have a vote, like to see a vote on it, whether it's up or down. If it fails, and we deal with it. But I don't think it's a good message for us to send here in the city. Tomorrow, you'll probably be reading about this, but I think many of you are familiar with it. We did submit quite a few projects to Congressman Maloney, the earmark projects under the federal earmark recent, whatever it's called on the federal level. It's the appropriations and it's called an earmark when they earmark it for different communities. And we were asked to submit projects. One of the projects that Jacob did submit on our behalf was a water main project. And I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but thousands of feet of water mains, both 12, 24, the 20, high pressure, low pressure. But basically it's $11,800,000 worth of work that we will be getting under this program. This is the same program that we submitted the O&W, did not make the cut, but we're going to try again, and another program that's being announced. But for now, we just want to thank Congressman Maloney for his efforts in getting this earmark for us. According to the Times Herald Record reporter today, Chris McKenna, he advised me that in the congressman's district, that this was the largest award for any municipality in the district. So we did a lot of work on it. Jacob did a lot of work on it and his staff. So I want to thank them for all their hard work. And I also want to thank the person who made it happen for us, and that's Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney. This will, the system is that the mains that it's replacing are the late 1800s. It's a project we've already started. This is phase 2 of that project. And Jacob can send out the details to all of you where these mains will be replaced. We're going to obviously have to reconsider maybe some of the streets that we were looking at paving. Obviously, we won't pave if we're going to be digging them up. The key on this is the money has to be spent by the end of 2022. So this project is going to move very quickly. The sidewalk project is going to be out to bid, I think, by the intersections, Jacob, by September, October, correct? Before October. So you're going to see a lot of construction around the city. A lot of street work, a lot of digging, and I know we're getting some complaints now from people on Dawson Avenue. But geez, I mean, we're doing sidewalks, guys. So I can't help you. So we're doing a lot of work, and I think it's in the end, by the end of 2022, you're going to see huge improvements. You look around downtown, you can see what it's going to look like in possibly some of the neighborhoods also. I mentioned in the committee meeting about the proposed downtown parking plan, and that includes the parking and sanitation plan. We're hoping, and I don't know if I forwarded it to you yet, but we're also hoping to have this adopted. It's basically identifying all the lots that will be short-term parking, long-term parking, on-street parking. Most of the lots are 4 hours. The overnight parking in specific lots, we will be creating a permit system for overnight parking where you have to be a downtown resident. The very low fee, $10 a month. Be doing it through John. John's been authorized. He's been looking into software packages for the parking permit system. It'll be designated by lot. As I said, we did have a meeting. We've met with individual business owners. Myself, Maria, the chief, we did at least one walk around downtown, and I know Maria and the chief have done others. We have our Scott Gallagher, our downtown officer, has met with businesses also. And again, we're going to do this in a kind way. We're preparing the maps and the brochures once you adopt it. We don't want to obviously prepare everything and then have you make a change and then we're out of luck on it. So once you adopt, we will send to the printer. We will make special deliveries to the people so that they understand the program about long-term parking, where they can park overnight, and again, it'll take some getting used to. On the sanitation side, that's going to be a bigger project for downtown. My understanding is everyone in the city outside of the downtown area or outside of the DMU or Business Improvement District should have received garbage cans already. But within the downtown, we're going to be distributing them out of the Paramount Theater as soon as the smaller cans come in, because we think a lot of people are going to take advantage of the smaller can downtown because of the limited space that they have, along with the fact that we do pick up 7 days a week downtown also. Part of the legislation is requiring restaurants with food materials to bring it to the garbage depots. We're looking at the possibility of 1 or 2 more depot sites. And again, these may have to be cambered so we don't have abusers, people who are not in the downtown business district using them. But we did take some of the feedback from the public at the meeting, and I think we're going to present you with a good plan, but we'd appreciate your feedback on it too. These are the cans, as I mentioned. Everyone did receive a 95-gallon can, and we understand that for some households, it'll take you 3 weeks to fill it up. They are all on wheels, but as we get the program up and running, we're going to give you the opportunity to swap it for the 65 gallons or the 35 gallons if you like. 35 gallons are much easier to handle for elderly people or people with disabilities. And, that'll be the judgment, and that's the reason for this period, is to see how much you generate in what your needs are going to be, your individual homeowner needs are going to be. As you can see, the guy in the picture is 5 feet 11, so the cans are what, maybe 3.5, 4 feet high, not even that. Yeah, maybe that, but whatever. Oh, they do say how tall they are. 43 inches, so 3.5 feet. In regards to COVID, we have almost 16% of our population has had tested positive. And I don't know if that's a good number or a bad number, but it seems to me to be a bad number. So we need to continue with the vaccinations. We are second in the county in regards to the number of positive cases since the beginning. So we still have hard work to do. We're asking people to, again, May 19th is not COVID over day. We continue to wear the mask and continue to do what's necessary to keep your friends, family, and neighbors safe. And that's why we're asking you to, although we're removing the mask mandate, that to continue as much as possible to wear the mask, especially indoors if you can, or when you're within 6 feet of people. And for finally, tonight is Karen Cisco night, because Karen this is her last common council meeting. So we wanted to say thank you to Karen and bring her up maybe.
Mary, you want to
Look
come
who's in the
forward,
back,
please?
Mary, come on
Come on,
up,
Mary.
Lori. And I'll put my mask on. She's already crying.
And maybe John wants to say something? I'm
And
sorry to
John
put
can
you on
come
the
down
spot,
and hand her the
John.
flowers. How's that?
Huh?
Or he wants to say something first, he can.
I was at the comments, but
You
I'll-
prepared to say something?
Yes.
it's been my pleasure to work with Karen Cisco for 11 years now. And I don't know if you do know, she's here for 28 years, serving the council, serving the city of Middletown, working in the city clerk's office for a few clerks and a few aldermen and mayors and council presidents. And the 11 years that I've worked with her, she's been a tremendous, tremendous piece of the city clerk's office. I'm sure without her, I couldn't probably do my job of the 11 years that I've been there. She is the most kindest person that you know. She is helpful with everybody that comes in and on the phone, and I'm sure everybody who has dealt with her would agree with me. So I know I'll speak for everybody to say we want to congratulate Karen. She's going to be at home with helping her mom and her new grandchild, who is very cute, and she would be a great grandmother, not a good grandmother. She's not a great grandmother yet. But we all congratulate her on her retirement and thank her for the 28 years of service. Mayor, did you?
And you want to say a few words?
Karen, you want to say a few?
That's Karen.
Thank you for all your service.
All right, and any questions for me?
Any questions for the mayor?
Any questions for Karen?
Yeah. Hey, Mayor, before I do have one or two. And I know we discussed it earlier in another meeting, but, and it may seem not that overly important, but two things. One, you brought up many people with the cans. I think you said in your neighborhood, there were like 50% are leaving the lids open.
Yes.
For thinking they're helping out sanitation, but if you would address that, and if you'd also address the people that have, obviously, the small cans now that we have the new ones, if they want to get rid of what they have, what you plan
Yeah,
on.
we're going to plan, this is for the old cans that you have. If you have some, one, if you need them for yard waste, you can still use them for yard waste. But two, if you want to get rid of the can, you can either put it out with your garbage with a note on it saying, pick it up, take it away, or we're going to plan a day where we go around and just pick up garbage cans. We'll announce it though. On the other part is we're going to be doing a brochure that's going to outline this program. People who are not compliant, and I don't know if I said that in my presentation earlier, that we're going to try to bring them into compliance so they understand it. I took a tour around the second ward last night. Half the people had the cans open, the lids, and half had them closed. And I approached one neighbor and I said, why did you keep your lid open so the animals could get into it? He said, well, I thought I was helping out the sanitation guys, so they don't have to open it. No, the purpose of the cans is to have the lid closed so that animals don't get into it. And the lids automatically open, especially when the one-armed truck comes in. They're designed to just flop open and then so just put them in put the garbage in the can, close the lid, and everything will be much better. But we'll have all the rules and all the guidelines. We're going to have people going into the neighborhoods explaining things. So if you have any questions, you can call my office, you can call DPW, and we'll be more than happy to try to give you some guidance.
They're
on it.
to be using them now, immediately.
They can
if you
use them
have
now. They can use the blue cans also for garbage now during this interim period. But once we cut the date, we go through our ambassador work with people, then you're going to be required to use only the green can on garbage night and the blue can for recycling. Right now, we would prefer you put everything into a can, find out what your needs are, determine what size can you need. We're going to have extra pickup at holidays. We don't want you leaving garbage out. When the plan's fully implemented, you will not be able to leave garbage alongside the can. Only the cans will be picked up because it's going to be picked up by a mechanical arm. And the driver will not be getting out of the truck in order to pick up the garbage bags. But we'll be doing this. We're going to have weeks of education and weeks of guidance, and we'll get there.
Thank you.
All right.
Economic Development, Maria Bruni, please.
I don't have anything this evening unless you have any questions for me.
Anyone have any questions for Maria? Thank you,
Okay,
Maria.
Thank you.
Fire Chief, Chief Barber, please.
Good evening, everyone. Just for the month of April, we responded to 68 emergencies, nothing too serious. And we also did participate in the Little League Day Parade. Great day for the kids. Kids had a lot of fun. We will be hosting our Mother's Day flower sale, the 6th through the 9th. Obviously, all CDC guidelines will be in effect. If you're looking to support us with the Mother's Day sale, it'll be at North Street and Central Firehouses. And we did just currently start up our recruitment for volunteers again. The last year was tough with the pandemic and stuff, so we just started up. We just interviewed 4 out of 6 of the applications, and hopefully we'll get a bunch more.
Thank you. Any
That's it.
questions
Any
for the chief? Chief, thank you very much. Chief of Police, Chief Wanchu?
Good evening. Just a couple things this evening. Just this past week, we did start up the walking post again throughout the community. Since the 28th when it went into effect, we've had 53 different details where they've been walking within the community. So you will see them out there again. Please, I encourage people to approach them, have a conversation with the officers, discuss concerns, issues, ideas, anything like that. The more we engage each other, the better off we are as a community. Just want to piggyback a little bit on what the mayor said in regards to cannabis. I'm open for conversation on this. On the public safety end, I have a lot of concerns, specifically with the driving aspects of it. I've already received some inquiries in regards to the secondhand smoke and why do certain people have to deal with the secondhand smoke if that's not something they enjoy. So there are some some concerns that need to be addressed. As the mayor was saying, we have to look at some of the local laws to try to address some of that. But I am available for conversation or comment or discussion, whatever you would like in regards to that. And lastly, I'd just like to congratulate Karen and thank her for all of her years of service. So thank you. It's been a pleasure. Other than that, unless you have any questions.
Any questions for the chief? Alderman Tobin.
The cannabis, is there any news on like testing for like driving impaired or is there any do you hear anything statewide or about that or?
No, there's really no current news. The legislation does include some funding for DRE, DRE training, which is drug recognition expert training. It is a very intensive training. Currently, right now, there are very few people that are trained in it, and that is really the key to enforcement. So as I've said, what I've read is that there is money that will be available for that training. I just don't know when and where.
Okay.
And it's not going to be something that's immediate. It's going to take some time. It's a very lengthy, in-depth training.
Any other questions? Chief, thank you very much.
Thank you.
City Clerk, John?
Yep, just one thing that I did want to introduce, Salinas Rodriguez, who will be taking over for Karen's position. She started last Monday. She's worked about a week and a half, and she's doing a great job. Congratulations, and welcome to the City Hall. Thank you.
Welcome and thank you. Any
That's
questions for John? And the best for last. What are you getting up for, Jacob? DPW Commissioner. Oh, come on, after what you did to me last night.
I was ready for you. I looked over my shoulder.
And by the way, the council president did ask me to ask you for comments concerning Wolfslayer Field,
Absolutely,
okay?
absolutely. Good evening, all. So we'll start off with the Karen. It's been a pleasure. I never heard any bad thing, not even word from anybody about you. She's always there, very pleasant, very cheerful, very professional, and you will be missed very much. Thank you for everything. So we'll start off with where the mayor left off, which is the we'll start off with the expansion of Davish Park. There was an issue with the under drain system that, as we have been reporting, the mayor and I have been reporting to the council about it. Now, the designer, the architect, it chose an alternate system that will fit better with the existing soil condition. There is an additional change order that was approved today by the Board of Estimate, and it's before you tonight. One of the last items on the agenda to appropriate about $201,000. Our actual needs at this time is $170,000 to address the basically importing all new topsoil. The existing topsoil is clay. It has got more clay in it. It will hold water. It will not allow it to penetrate through the topsoil and the grass. And it's a different under drain system that the architect has chosen now. So the cost is about $201,000, less than $30,000 in there because we were able to eliminate some options that the contractor provided. So we're down to $170,000. However, the resolution, the cost of the money is going to remain $201,000 in there. And that money will be left there as a cushion in case we come into unusual circumstances that it will be needed. And so that's where we are. The contractor is working. They mobilized last week. They're getting ready. They're importing soil from outside. And once you approve it, should you approve it tonight, and the mayor signs it tomorrow, then I expect to have real construction taking place over there, because then we would have ironed out everything. We will still have some issues, but we'll work through it. So hopefully that answers that. So hopefully you'll vote on it, approving it tonight. Reminder again about the grass, please, everyone. I want to extend my apologies to the gentleman who appeared. The mayor addressed it, but I just want to touch on it. I assure you that our men would not have done that on purpose to drive over your grass. And it does happen, and we apologize for that. I know how hurtful it is. The post office, they does that to my grass, and then it's all, but it is what it is. I know how bad it feels, and we'll take care of it, and we'll find out. We'll investigate it too. It's not, But I assure you, it's nothing done on purpose, and we'll get to the bottom of it, and we'll make it good, like the mayor said. The Fourth Ward spring cleanup, it concludes this week, and thank God that's the end of it, because we waste, not waste, it's time well spent. We spend the whole month cleaning the city for the spring cleanup. It takes all of the street department, a lot of people from sanitation department, a lot of people from water and sewer to help out. So once we're done with this, please do not put any more junk outside, because we're done, in the Fourth Ward. Once Friday comes, it's all over. And once we pass by you, don't put any more out, please, by your house. So with that being said, we will start, the street department will jump right on the preparation for the paving, for milling and paving for our roads. The mayor has spoke about it extensively, so I don't want to repeat it. He'll be sending out a list of the streets, and the mayor and I, we went through different, we inspected the streets on the list, and we thank many of you who called us and contributed with your ideas, and many of them are worthwhile, because we can't be everywhere. So whatever hints you gave us and locations, I think most of them are going to be included, and we appreciate that. This year we're going to introduce, because money, we're doing so much, almost like about 4 times as much as we do every year, because usually we get about $500,000 in CHIPS money and so on. Last year we didn't do anything. This year we have this money. The mayor is going to contribute more in there, because understanding the need for our roads, and so it's going to be a massive, really big, massive operation that we're going to be taking. We expect the milling to start on May 24th. And then after that, couple of weeks after that, we'll start paving. Again, street department will start working on repairing the catch basins. Water department will start adjusting the height of the valves and manholes, and that's almost full-time job. Also, I want to thank our water department and the Brian Smith, the deputy commissioner. They highlighted locations found during the flushing operation of our water system. They highlighted all the bad areas in our water distribution system, such as inoperable valves that you cannot operate, broken valves, so on and so forth. And last night, they came in at night and they replaced a valve that was not operational. We had to shut partially part of the Highland high-pressure water system, a partial shutdown, in order to be able to do it, so we had to do it at night. For that, I appreciate it very much, and I thank Brian Smith and the entire water department for doing that. I don't want to leave out Mark and his crew, Mark Pengel, because they're doing a tremendous job with sanitation, and the street department picking up the spring cleanup. Moving forward, we'll jump to the $11.8 million that the mayor mentioned. And just to give you an idea, the 24-inch water main that the mayor mentioned, the low pressure, that supplies 2/3, like I've been advising you for over the years now. That's my dying wish, is to replace that line, because we go sleepless at night thinking about what will happen if we're going to lose, if we have a major break in this 24-inch water line. It's a massive line, supplies 2/3 of the water to the city of Middletown, including Amy's in the future is going to go through it and everything like that. So we're committing water, we're expanding, we're improving. So, and thank God for the mayor's support, and because he wrote a nice letter to support the project. And just as important is Congressman Maloney, and it's tremendous. We're very excited about it. So that line is going to be replaced from the water treatment plant all the way down to Fulton Avenue, Fulton Street, and that's a huge relief for us once it's replaced. Also, we're going to be replacing, and that's the length of the pipe was 12,400 feet of 24-inch line. We'll be replacing 4,420-inch high pressure main, and that will be phase 2, like the mayor explained, and then 6,000 of the 12-inch main that goes through Lake Avenue. So Lake Avenue is going to be ripped up in there to replace that line, and it's going to be a major operation, like the mayor said. It's going to take us. The money has to be spent in next year. So it's going to be a massive operation. I don't know if we're going to include more than one engineering firm. Most likely we'll divide it into smaller contracts in there to make sure that it can be all done by next year, because that's the condition of the funding at this time. Unfortunately, we can't start anything until we get the approval. Right now, Congressman Maloney, like the mayor said, pushed the project over to the Congress Appropriation Committee for their consideration. Most likely we're going to get it, but who knows? So we're going to be on standby, ready to move as soon as we get the green light from the congressman. Municipal solid waste ordinance, the mayor, he spoke about it, and the new cans and everything like that. We urge you to consider the ordinance as revised by Alex Smith and comment on, make comments on it, and hopefully you can vote on it next council session. That would be great, so people would know where they stand. And I want to thank the people, especially for recycling. Our men have been complaining about too much recycling now. We cannot finish the job in 8 hours like we used to do it. We used to do it sometimes in 4 hours. Just zip through the city and there's nothing there. Now with the new cans in there, everybody's recycling. Thank you very much. It's costing us a little bit more at this time to get rid of recyclables, but the market is going to change sooner or later. All the prices are jumping sky high right now with ductile iron pipe, with all kinds of stuff. So recyclable, I'm sure they're going to come. It's just a matter of time where we're going to start generating money off it. It's the green solution. It's the proper solution for our waste, and it's going to minimize the impact on our landfill. So we thank you very much for recycling and continuing to do so and increasing your recycling. We're preparing again to apply for more grants. We applied for $40 million. We got $11.8 million. We're preparing to apply for much larger projects so that when the infrastructure bill comes from President Biden, whatever it is in there, we'll be able to produce projects ready to go. So this is what we are thinking about nonstop to try to get our city back in shape infrastructure-wise, which is the infrastructure that we don't see by our eyes. Bolson Avenue construction is moving along the sidewalks, curbs and sidewalks. It's looking beautiful over there if you want to take a drive over there by the Mazda dealership and all that. And it's shaping up, and we like what's being done over there. And the reservoirs, Alderman Massey, welcome back from California. I have the note, I didn't. Welcome back, and the reservoirs are in good shape. We were low by 1 inch, but I'm sure with the recent rain, by next week when I get the reading, it's going to be 100% full, our reservoirs. So with that, I will stop if you have any questions for me.
I reluctantly ask, anyone have any questions?
Question for him. Jacob, on the tire pickups in the city of Middletown, is there a limit, or are we going to start picking up the tires?
No, we're picking up the tires. Yeah, there are limits in there. I don't have the brochure in front of me.
All right.
It's on the website. It's all in our
Because
circulation.
one of my constituents put out about 20 of them.
No, we can't pick up 20 of them. Your neighbor there, we picked up like.
Yeah, he has about 20 tires out there.
Yeah. No, that's the house we demolished.
Oh, yeah, that, you took out 6 truckloads.
Exactly, that's what, from his property.
And I want to thank your guys for doing a great job on that cleanup on 47 Sproat Street. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, but there's a limit how many tires you can do.
Any other questions? Thank you, Jacob, and I am going to give you a compliment, you and your department. I was just out in California, as you know, and their water is absolutely terrible. You can hardly drink it in here. Couldn't wait to get back to drink water here. So thank you. All right, public hearings and grievances.
Nothing this evening.
Petitions and complaints.
Nothing this evening.
Remarks of Alderman. Alderman Burr.
Just want to thank Karen for 28 years of service. You were very helpful for any time that I needed you. Thank you very much, and enjoy your retirement.
Alderman Jean-Francois.
Yes, good evening. Addition to what the mayor mentioned about garbage cans information, we will have our first meeting here on the 11th at 7 o'clock in this chamber. Mayor, it's open to the public, right? Right. Okay, 7 o'clock in this chamber on 11th of this month. And also, I'd like to, in behalf of the 4th Ward constituents in Sparrow and I, everyone that was involved in the spring cleanup did a wonderful job. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of stuff out there, but it's been picked up. You know, I think these guys, everyone that's involved. It's a great thing to see. This is an exciting time for the city, you know, and we're doing our best with the garbage cans. Everybody loves it. The city looks more uniform with the garbage cans. You know, that's a plus. And Karen, you're surely gonna be missed. I miss her smile. Since COVID, I didn't be able to see it, but I know what's behind that mask. Thank you for all your hard work. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Alderman Kleiner.
Thank you. I also want to thank the Jacobs Department and the spring cleanup, this bulk cleanup. It's amazing how much stuff has been out there, and they're doing a great job. So we don't take it for granted. We really do appreciate it. We know what a lot of work it is. Our second ward meeting will be next Monday. Last time I said it was on Tuesday, I misspoke, but it will be next Monday, the 10th, and it will be in Davidge Park at the pavilion closest to the basketball courts. So the Lions Pavilion was booked, so we're the one, you know, the next one down the road. So we will be there. Hope to see people next Monday at, I think we have it at 6:30. So the weather's getting better. The post office is a mess. If you've driven through the post office parking lot, and I don't know what you can do. I mean, I know what was done to really disable the post office, and it's been very effective, but they keep promising to restripe that lot and you know, the line when you're turning in so that the exiting traffic stays on their side, and so you know whether you're going to the mailbox and you know whether it's one way or it's not anymore because you can't tell. So they've been promising they'll fix it. I hope people, every time anyone goes in, will complain about the parking lot, and maybe we'll get some action. I don't know. Karen, you've just been wonderful. Anytime we had any question or anything, you're just going to be sorely missed. I don't want to put too much burden on your replacement. We've already set such a high bar for her, and we're expecting she'll do great. But Karen, we will miss you, and good luck in everything you do. And finally, tomorrow, for a big part of our community, Cinco de Mayo. So I wish everyone a happy Cinco de Mayo. It's more a Mexican-American holiday than Mexican, but that victory at the Battle of Puebla in 1862, it may have helped us a lot in our cause in the Civil War. So it's, you know, something to look up and see what it's about, but it's also sells a lot of beer, so enjoy. Thank you.
Alderwoman Rankin.
Good evening. I just want to say to Karen, it's been a wonderful time working with you these last years, and we are going to miss you. You're knowledgeable and helpful and always smiling and positive, and you make us all a lot better, and you make us all look really good. So all the best to you, and I hope you really enjoy your retirement. I know you've got wonderful plans, so enjoy it. Salinas, welcome to the team. Good luck dealing with all of us. I will apologize in advance. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. That's this Sunday. And I just wanted to wish everyone out there happy Mother's Day. And if you haven't gotten Mom a gift, go to the fire department and buy her some flowers. Have a good night.
Alderman Johnson.
Thank you. So John has kind of indirectly become in charge of keeping out of trouble, but Karen has been second in charge of that project. So I want to thank you so much. You're solicitous, you're cordial. You answer a question within 10 seconds of my calling to ask it, and I really appreciate that. I want to congratulate the community campus with the dormitory project. I was involved with the project with Corner Cooperative Extension. We had a $250,000 grant from DASNY, but we got the money a year after we finished the project, and we paid about $6,000 in interest a month for that. So that was kind of disillusioning. So congratulations on your 7-year plan to move that forward. The cannabis will be an interesting conversation. Cornell Cooperative has also been involved with hemp, and there were some prototypic farms that were established in New York State 2 years ago. And I actually sat in, because I don't have much of a life, I sat in on a webinar that discussed MRTA, which is the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act, and it's going to be very complicated. Each product is going to be calculated in milligrams. The sales tax will be calculated depending on the milligrams. The distributors will need licenses that are separate from their other licenses. As is often the case, the rule comes in place, the implementation we'll worry about, somewhere down the road. So I wish us all luck, and let's see what we decide to do here in Middletown. We put the dagger in the chamber on fireworks, so maybe we'll go with cannabis. The garbage cans will have a lot of trials and tribulations, but I'm sure we'll move forward. And yeah, it was an unexpected pleasure to people commented that the street looks nice because they all had the same garbage cans. Who would have thunk? The mayor talked about opening up of COVID, and it's a mixed message. The veterinarians, on a separate note, are getting very frustrated. We're still on the directive for curbside. My state society is talking to the governor on a regular basis that if everything else is opening up, why are we still under a directive? So far, it's like, that's the way it is. But we're all patiently waiting for that. On the note of COVID, I think we're all noticing what's happening in India, which is a dire emergency. Now that we no longer have the cacophony of the previous president, it may be easier to listen to science. And I'm listening to the news. I have heard some reports that the scientists told them several months ago that the mutations were going to be a problem. They had 10,000 people gatherings, and now they don't have enough oxygen. People are actually suffocating. So I think, as the mayor said, we need to proceed with caution, masks, distancing. Vaccines are not the panacea to all the problems of COVID, and we'll take it one step at a time. I'm excited about the Paramount. I've kind of watched the project over the last 2 years. The facelift will make us feel like we're on Broadway. It'll be a beautiful thing. I also discussed briefly with the mayor. I had a constituent call or ask me the other day, do we have any regulations for Airbnb? And he's excited because there are apparently at least more than one that I know of that think with Legoland that they can check into the Super 8 and lease out their house for $1,000 a week. And so the mayor and Alex are going to take a look and shore up whatever rules or codes we need to have in place, because obviously Legoland is in the news that it's opening up shortly. And with respect to the change order tonight, I was on the school board for a while, and change orders were always a nemesis. I understand it's necessary, but it's an 18% increase in the cost of the project for this change order. So it's disheartening, but I'm sure we'll move forward. But did I say that? It's disheartening. Thank you very much.
Alderman Green.
Thank you very much. I will echo, please do come support the fire department at both North Street and Central Firehouses, the 6th through the 9th, for the Mother's Day sale. Also, Karen, thank you so much for certainly the time I've been here and all your help along the way. And every time I get a phone call from your office, I know that there's going to be a really kind voice on the other end of the line. And regardless of how hard your day is, it's really nice to have some kind words come your way. And unfortunately, Karen, you are stuck living next door to me, so you're not completely avoiding my issues. But we'll leave that for another day, and certainly look forward to all of the good times ahead for you, and wish you the best of luck. And a lot of good things really going on in the city, a lot of great reports tonight, so it's just a very exciting time, and certainly, as we've seen with the sidewalk construction and with milling and paving coming, there's going to be a lot of, slowdowns in some traffic areas and that, but bear with us because the end result is going to be absolutely amazing. So thank you very much.
Alderman Tobin.
Yes, I'm excited to see the sidewalks in Dulce coming to fruition. It's going to make the street much safer. I'm enjoying the spring weather. I hope everybody else is. Alderman Francois and I have been going through and visiting our neighbors, and they love the garbage cans. They can't talk enough about them. The streets are clean. There's not garbage flying down the streets. There's animals aren't getting into the garbage cans. So all in all, I don't think anybody's complained about the garbage cans. Everybody loves them. And Karen, congratulations. Hope you enjoy all this time you're going to spend with your friends and family and your grandchildren. And, it's been a pleasure working with you for the short time I've been on the council. You've handled everything that we've thrown at you with grace and always had a smile on your face, and you will be missed.
Karen, thank you. We really appreciate it. And I'm here with you every day in City Hall for the last 17 years, so you've really been an asset, and I truly appreciate it. And happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Unfinished business.
Nothing this evening.
New business.
We have resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, second by Alderman Green, to amend the city code to extend a trial period to allow live music at outdoor cafes only from May 18, 2021 to October 15, 2021.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, second by Alderman Green. Any comments, questions? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
President Rodriguez is absent, sorry. Resolution passes. We have a resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, second by Alderman Johnson, to declare 2 vehicles from the DPW surplus.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, second by Alderman Johnson. Comments, questions? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderwoman Ram Cassoon, to authorize the mayor to sign a letter from RBT to comply with the 2020 and forward GASB 84 that the city will have to rely on RBT for guidance.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderwoman Ram Kinsoon. Any comments, questions? Roll.
Ram Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Ram Cassoon, second by Alderman Kleiner, to authorize the mayor to sign an amendment number 2 with B&L for the Middletown Community Campus redevelopment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Ram Kinsoon, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any comments, questions? Roll.
Ram Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman John Francois, to authorize the treasurer to transfer $104,724.58 within the Middletown Police Department 2021 budget to cover the cost of 2 new Ford Interceptor Mark Patrol SUV vehicles.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Jean-Francois. Any comments, questions? Roll.
Ram Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, second by Alderman Burr, to determine that the 7-lot subdivision is an unlisted action under SECRA for 32 Davidge Road and 67 Highland View Place.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, seconded by Alderman Burr. Any comments, questions? Roll.
Ram Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr, second by Alderman Tobin, to approve the 7-lot subdivision at 32 Davidge Road and 67 Highland View Place.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Any comments, questions? Roll.
Ram Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, second by Alderman Green, to determine that the 2-lot subdivision is an unlisted action under SECRA at 15 Houston Avenue Extension and 2 to 6 LaGrange Street.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, seconded by Alderman Green. Comments, questions? Roll.
Ram Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, second by Alderman Johnson, to approve the 2-lot subdivision at 15 Houston Avenue Extension and 2 to 6 LaGrange Street.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Comments? Alderman Kleiner.
I just want to mention for people watching that these subdivisions and these resolutions were all thoroughly discussed in committee meetings, and they were the subject of public hearings. So we're not just all voting yes, they've been thoroughly vetted. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Kleiner. Any other comments? Roll.
Reb Kassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
Massey?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Ram-Kasoon, second by Alderman Kleiner, to authorize the treasurer to transfer $4,000 within the 2021 Recreation and Parks budget to cover insufficient funds to pay for portable toilets at the reservoir for the 2021.
Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Ram-Kinsoon, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Comments? Questions? Roll.
Ram-Kasoon.
Aye.
Tobin.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Jean Francois, to accept a donation in the amount of $500 from the Orange County Land Trust for the Recreation Department.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, seconded by Alderman Jean-Francois. Comments? Questions? Roll.
Ram-Kasoon.
Aye.
Tobin.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, second by Alderman Burr, to authorize the mayor to sign contracts and other related documents necessary to accomplish the purchase of lands in the former psychiatric center.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Jean-Francois, seconded by Alderman Burr. Comments? Questions? Roll.
Ram-Kasoon.
Aye.
Tobin.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr, second by Alderman Tobin, to approve a change order from Turco Golf for the redesign of the drainage system proposal for Fanter Davidge Park.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Burr, seconded by Alderman Tobin. Comments? Questions? Roll.
Ram-Kasoon.
Aye.
Tobin.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, second by Alderman Green, to purchase 10 acres of adjacent land to the water treatment plant and authorize the mayor to execute related documents and to authorize the treasurer to transfer $10,000 to lock in the deal, followed by future grant money.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, seconded by Alderman Green. Comments? Questions? Roll.
Ram-Kasoon.
Aye.
Tobin.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
Resolution passes. That's all for new business.
Local laws.
Nothing this evening.
Audit. Alderman Johnson.
Oh, thank you, Mr. President. I move the accounts be audited, the claims be adjusted, and the city treasurer be authorized to issue warrants for their payment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Green. Comments? Questions? Roll.
Ram-Kasoon.
Aye.
Tobin.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
John Francois.
Aye.
Burr.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.